Hi, thank you for joining us today. This is Naam Thamizhar America and I am Selva. In this video, we are going to discuss on a very important policy of Naam Thamizhar Katchi as stated by Mr. Seeman, Tannalamacha Anbana Sarvadikaram, which literally translates to English as selfless loving dictatorship. To discuss on this topic, we have some prominent professionals who have been working in the US for many years have joined us. Firstly, I would like to welcome Mr. Bala. Welcome to the discussion, Mr. Bala. How are you doing today?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. I'm really glad to be a part of the discussion team. I'm here to share my thought. Thank you.
What are your initial thoughts about this very interesting policy of Naam Thamizhar Katchi? Even though it states selfless loving dictatorship, we know that in most of the dictatorships have been viewed with a lot of negativity around the globe. What are your initial thoughts about this policy, Bala?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I did recollect you mentioning as dictatorship. It can also be translated in other terms as a benevolent, selfless leadership, which is what we are talking about here. So look, we have an operational functional draft, which are the policies that will govern the NTK political party when they come into power. So it's not that a dictatorship rule is going to be in Tamil Nadu. Seeman and the NTK government, if they win in Tamil Nadu, they will be governed by the policies and the functional drafts of the NTK political party, and with him will be his ministries, his administrative team that will bring in the best practices all over the world and implement, which will benefit the citizens of Tamils and the people of Tamil Nadu. Thank you.
Thanks for the inputs, Bala. We have one another professional who have joined us today to the discussion. Welcome to the discussion, Mr. Vajra. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Salpa. How are you doing?
Doing good. So Bala was explaining about that the dictatorship can be interpreted as being leadership, right? So what do you have to say about it? Do you have more thoughts about on this topic?
First of all, selfless leadership. What that means, it's like involving long-term concern for people and personal well-being in life. When we talk about selfless leadership, I would like to give some examples of as I look to take as our honorable former CM Kamarajar as a selfless leader. Kamarajar constructed the Vaigai Dam. This required about approximately 20 villages to be evacuated, which is affecting 300 people. But when he constructed the dam, but even though it affects a small set of people, he was envisioning how it will benefiting the larger masses. And when he was inaugurating the dam, those 300 people were protesting, raising the black flags. At the same time, there were more than 10,000 people, they were benefited, they were so happy. And because of the dam, it was a lifeline for the farmers of the 5 districts like Theni, Dindigul, Madurai, Shivagangai and Ramanathapuram. So he had a long vision how because of the dam it is benefiting larger people. So that's a selfless leadership, how he thinks. And one more example I will bring is under his administration, Madras propelled forward and prospered. The education rate in the education, it was merely 7%. It was rose to a magnanimous 37% with opening up new schools and education reforms. As well, he started the midday meal scheme, which lakhs of poor and deprived children were provided food. So that is a selfless leadership. That's why he got the title Kalvi Tandai or Father of Education in Tamil Nadu. And I'd like to give some more examples like Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore's Prime Minister. As we all know, 9th August 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia to become an independent and sovereign state. Since gaining the independence, Singapore in few decades has transformed from a relatively underdeveloped nation into Asia's most developed nation, one of the wealthiest as a center of aviation, international banking, tourism, and shopping. Singapore flourished on the inherited advantages and foresightness of Lee to transform into the ranks of New York, London, Switzerland as a global financial hub. Lee knows that Singapore, to compete with the global giants, he needed to provide Singaporeans with house and employment opportunities that bring the nation economic stability. As a selfless leader, he transformed Singapore, an island nation, into a world-class metropolis that helped its citizens to move out of the small ghettos into a carefully planned mixed township to a superior living conditions. So that's a selfless leadership. And I would like to take another example like South Korea, Park Chung-hee. After the 19th April Revolution, General Park Chung-lee's military removed a weak and ineffective government in 1 year, quickly bringing a brief period of political instability. The South Korea now, it had a very good growth, and 8% growth rate is a kind of economic growth that makes a poor country rich. It gives citizens more reliable access to better goods, services, and better life opportunity. We have so many examples. Most of the top global companies are South Korean. In tech, car, or electronics, they are big players. So that's how a selfless leader transforming that particular state or country into a well-being state for the people, a better place to live. So those are my thoughts about on selfless leadership.
Thank you for the thoughts, Vajra. It was a good summary of some good examples of how dictatorship can be good as well, right? I would like to welcome our other guest, Mr. Ratnam, today. Welcome to the discussion, Ratnam. How are you doing?
Hey, Salva, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good, Ratnam.
Okay.
Thank you. Looking at the thoughts of Bala and Vajra, they have stated it, and taking it to this principle will definitely help Tamil Nadu. But how do you think NTK is going to really implement this principle as a policy in a functional draft? How the government is going to take and go and run with this policy, do you think?
Salva, this is a very difficult question. Let me tell you, I'm a little bit startled, when you put this question, when you ask me about this question, because basically, Mr. Vajra was talking about how Kamaraj and League with Singapore developed, and how the benevolent leadership shaped Singapore, South Korea, and Kamaraj's forethinking and his leadership. So, how is NTK going to do it? Because this is a kind of a decision only with the top level the top leadership and the core team member, administration, and the ministries have got to make up in today's world. And how are they going to do it? So if you ask me today, I cannot speak for anybody, but I can give me my personal opinions. Is that okay with you? I think so. One thing we got to keep in mind that a benevolent government enacting any kind of these kind of stringent rules and regulations is not to harass people. It is only for a clear, transparent, well-being, and smooth functioning of a government or for the larger part of the community. So, if I could give you some example, how could it be implemented? Let me use the word "could" here. How could it be implemented? It could be the benevolence leadership could be cause a stir for some people, but since we got to work for the greater cause of majority of people, the smaller section might feel the sting, but we can't do anything about it, right? Let me give you a few examples. For an example, Tasmark. On day one, the leadership closes Tasmark on day one and never to open it again. What happens to the livelihood of all those people, right? So, but a good leadership is going to give an alternative also, right? It could cause a kind of lack in the livelihood, but what he says is the same shops, Taskmark shops, if they are being changed to Toddy shops or if they are turned into community serving centers, the same people who worked there could be still continue work there. That's number one. Second example, if I know, bribing, right? So much of corruption going on. What if all those who being caught and corrupted officials being caught are immediately, without any questions asked, are being dismissed, and until proven guilty, they are being, taken off the books. But by chance, if they prove that they are not guilty, they should be paid the double, right? Third, we're talking about people, government officials or private officials taking bribes. What about people who give bribes? Me, layman, right? I want something to be done. So I might be the first culprit there to offer bribes, and I might be the corrupt person. What if the government says, okay, hey, you give bribe, you're going to get into trouble, right? So what happens then? So it's not only those who receive bribe, those who give bribe is also being targeted for the appropriate punishment. What would it do? Probably people will start learning and saying, hey, no more bribes here, right? Benevolent leadership might prove that to be the thing. Next one I would like to do this is like talk about like utmost heavy punishment to be given within few days, so that people are what to say, they know, okay, we have a government who works for us. Heavy punishment for all vicious or sexual crimes, not including drug related problems, crimes too. You know, now if laws are enacted, right, selfless for the greater cause, if laws are enacted for these, I just gave you 4 examples, right, but there are many more to come. So if laws are enacted for this to save our people and the state, I think this is a good cause. Let's go for it. That's what I would say. But I don't know, Selva, if I really sounded a little authoritative here. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But according to me, hey, let's go for it.
Yes, some of the topics which you told about, like Tasmak and the violent crimes happening within Tamil Nadu, has to be curtailed with iron fist. A strong leadership is definitely needed. But to the group, I would like to place another question, which comes to my mind at this point. That already Naam Thamizhar Katchi is one of the another principle is that only Tamils need to rule the Tamil land. If you look at the current situation, political scenario within Tamil Nadu, uh, there is a small percentage of other people who are not Tamilians, are living within Tamil Nadu. Like there are Telugu speaking people, Malayalam speaking people, people from other countries, they are also living within the Tamil land. The question naturally arises. So you told that there will be a small fraction of people that might get affected for a greater cause, right? And those small fraction of people shouldn't be the other groups other than Tamilians who are living in Tamil Nadu, right? I would like to go and get some thoughts from Bala. What do you think about this question, Bala? It naturally arises, right, for anybody who is not a Tamilian who is within living within Tamil Nadu.
Yeah. Thanks for that question. Actually, it is a very important question that needs to be discussed. First, if you see, the government of India has separated all the states of within India based on linguistic minority. We have a very good system already built in for the Tamils to rule our own state, because Tamil Nadu is for the Tamil speaking majority. Of course, we do have peoples of linguistic minority from other states who have been moving in, or who have moved in way back in time. But NTK policies, its functional draft for the governance of the state of Tamil Nadu is not only for Tamils. It is for the Tamils and also for the uh, other citizens who live in Tamil Nadu. It is for the citizens of Tamil Nadu. For example, if we bring in a policy stating the education is free for the citizens of Tamil Nadu, it is not only for Tamils. that policy is going to be enacted for all the people who are going to live in the state of Tamil Nadu, who will move into Tamil Nadu also. But the catch here is the first priority will be given for the Tamil speaking citizens, because that's how the government of India has established from the beginning. All the states belong to its linguistic majority. So the
Thank you.
first
I think what you are
prefer-
saying is NTK is a registered political party, recognized by the Indian Election Commission, and it abides by the Indian the rules of the land. And
Constitution of India.
whatever
Yeah,
policies they have is for all the people who are living within Tamil Nadu, right?
that's
Okay.
correct.
Okay, thank you, Bala. Let's go to Ratnam and Vajra. Do you have any other thoughts on this question? Bala had clearly stated that it would be for all people. Yeah, let's ask Ratnam. Yeah, please go ahead.
Salva, here in US, we have a saying. Yeah, I think you remember. You live under my roof, my rule.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agree.
I
Okay.
second that, Selva, what Ratnam said. Yeah, the land of the rules, it applies common for all. It's the majority of the people or the minority. It's like the rule is same for all.
Yeah,
Everybody should obey the law. Yeah.
exactly. As I said earlier, the functional draft on the policies of the NTK government is going to benefit all the people, both Tamils and the other linguistic minorities who live in Tamil Nadu. It's not going to uh, enact policies where it's going to only benefit Tamils. Of course, the first priority will be given to Tamils and the Tamil speaking citizens, and then whatever is left over remaining will be shared based on the percentages of the linguistic minorities.
Thank you, Bala. Yeah. So the another question which pops up during this topic when it is thrown at people is that we say fancy terms like Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore, Malaysia have grown a lot, and they have come up. Small countries have been examples to the world. Both financial growth and the way in which these countries have grown is phenomenal. Uh, but those were in early 1950s and 60s, right? So we have come a long way. We are in the 21st century, and the way in which Tamil Nadu here today, we are in 2022 and beyond. So, do we really think that this policy is applicable with the current political status of Tamil Nadu, as well as the living standards of Tamil people is considered today? Do you think this policy will be applicable to the Tamil land? Uh, I would like to start this question asking to Vajra. Vajra, do you have any initial thoughts about this question?
Yes, Selva. It's like, we can't say the time, right? Even though we are into 21st century and we have grown and people are educated, and this is still applies. It's for growth of the state, country, and for the people. So it is it's applicable. That's what I will say in a short. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to put the
Further,
same question to Ratnam. Yeah, go ahead, Ratnam.
Salva, because now this question is kind of, I don't know. Uh, if we are going to speak, we still speak of comrades, right? How many years? After 70 years, 80 years, we are still speaking of comrades. Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore. We still talk about Singapore. Now, if he was a selfless leader who did all these people, we talk about South Korean thing. So if we are going to talk about people who selflessly, benevolently, they figured out something for their people, for their country, for their state, because they were benevolent, we are still talking about them. If they were rude or crude, would have we been talking about them today?
Absolutely.
Uh,
Agree with
I
you.
I have some of my thoughts I'd like to share. If you see, with respect to Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore was raised from the bottom up. The country was built from being a poor independent nation to one of their prosperous nations in the world now. And that's why Lee Kuan Yew was called as the father of Singapore. Likewise, in North America, United States was built by the founding fathers from bottom up. Now, when we bring that uh, idea into countries and in like India, where the state of Tamil Nadu, we have a corrupt system. Everything is corrupted to the core. And now the NTK government would like to revamp this system, reconcile the issues, fix the problems. What are we going to do is try to break the existing system, running existing system that's functioning correctly. When I say break, not in a negative term, but try to rebuild a better system which will not encourage or promote corruption. And we are also not trying to build this working better system for the Tamils only. We are going to build this for the best interest of the entire population of Tamil Nadu. So I think this benevolent, selfless leadership is the way to go if we are going to, revamp an existing corrupted system.
Okay, thank you, Bala. So I think we can summarize as
I'd like to add a point,
yeah, go
Selva. I second what Bala said, and it's like under the selfless leadership rule, it's responsibility of the people, and we have as Bala said, we have the system is corrupted, but we found a flaw. When you find a flaw, it's our responsibility to fix. If leadership is taking that effort to fix the flaw, and people also should support that and they should fix the flaw, it's for betterment for the entire state. So people should abide by that. I believe that's the thought I would like to share.
Okay, so I think as a group we agree that the current situation in Tamil Nadu is bad enough, I would say, for this kind of a policy to be applied, and betterment of Tamil Nadu will be ensured by such a strong leadership policy. Thank you for joining us today. It was a wonderful discussion. We will meet you all in another setup like this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talk to you guys on more topics and share my thoughts. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you, Selva.
Bye.
See you guys.
Thank you, Selva. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you
Yep.
all.